Okay, we're good.
Cool. So this is the beginning of our community partner project for St. Vincent de Paul. Hannah, would you like to start?
Sorry, what can you do you have like the questions like pulled up so we can just like go along, I guess? I don't.
Yeah, sure. Well, I was thinking we could drag up the notes for each slide.
Yeah, that's okay, that's fine. I
You want
guess.
to switch off for each slide, or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So we did our project at St. Vincent de Paul, and the history of it was established in Des Moines in 1924. The reason that St. Vincent de Paul was opened was to help others in need and serve the community around it. Then about 8 years ago, when their roof collapsed, they decided to rebuild, and when they rebuilt, they made a second floor and incorporated an educational center. And there's also a child watch, so while people are going and getting whatever education they needed, then their kids can also stay there and their parents can go to class. I don't know. You guys are going to say the next one.
Okay, so the main focus of St. Vincent de Paul and the work they do there is to assist those living in poverty to become self-sufficient and to remove barriers to success. So that's why part of the education center was created, was so that they could have more opportunities to get like a GED and math classes taken to help them be more successful in the workforce.
Yeah.
There was also the fact that they added on a child care facility, because one of the biggest roadblocks to education is caring for children, actually. So
yeah.
The social issues. The programs include emergency assistance with rent, electric bills, and water, a food pantry, personal care items, an elder care pantry, infant products and motherhood assistance, post-disaster assistance, free clothing pantry, and furniture and household item assistance. And their educational services include high school equivalency degree, assistance with job and apartment services, resume and cover letter creation or improvement, basic computer classes, English and Spanish, and tutoring, financial literacy classes, child watch services offered to students while they attend class, like I said, with the child care center. Healthy relationships and homework classes, and partnership work with Bridges of Iowa.
Okay. The people served at St. Vincent de Paul Social Services assist people from all corners of the community and surrounding areas. They help all people in need, including those that may not qualify for services elsewhere. They don't necessarily care about your background. It's all on a first come, first served basis and process. And they just take care of those that need anything to help them be more successful.
I guess we can all talk about the reasons. I mean, I can go over this slide, but we can all then kind of touch on maybe why you really enjoyed it as well. So the reason we really liked this community partner is because we continuously look to, like, they don't like waste anything. Everything goes towards, I guess, the community. So like they try to help out either like in the store, or they'll take it to the clothes pantry, or they'll ship it overseas to third world countries that really need that help. I guess also they had really flexible hours, and you could help many different aspects of the community. Like I said, either like most of us were in intake, but also you can work out in the store, you can work up in the food pantry, or I think there was another building that was stuff being shipped, that like side building, I don't know.
Yeah, I worked over the warehouse for a little while.
Yeah, the warehouse. And then they are really understaffed, and they just, they're really grateful for anybody's help. Like I was always told, like, we're so grateful you're here. We really appreciate it. So I don't know.
So part of our project and the contribution we did for that was that St. Vincent de Paul receives donations all day long from willing community members to donate things that they don't use anymore. So we helped with the intake and to organize those donations. A lot of that included hanging and pricing items, especially right now with socks and gloves and hats. There was a lot of that we got to do. We, on our last day volunteering there, got to assist with holiday decorations upstairs. And so we helped put together trees and put down some of the Christmas ornaments and stuff on the sales floor. So then, talking about the sales floor, we cleaned and stocked shelves as a team and displays so that it was easier for community members to shop through the thrift store portion of St. Vincent de Paul. There was preparation of food baskets in the food pantry, stocking shelves in the food pantry, especially on their Tuesday and Thursdays, because those are nights they had open for anyone to come to the food pantry and not just on a needs basis. We stocked bread containers and desserts in the thrift store portion. So Hy-Vee generously donates a lot of their bread and sweets that they can't sell anymore or they have left over. So what St. Vincent de Paul does is they put out that bread and sweets for the community members who are in need, as well as taking bags of donations to the warehouse and loading up trucks for donations. So when they get donations or they need to take stuff elsewhere, that was something we also assisted with.
Yeah, and with that, I was just curious. I never went back to the warehouse, but what was in there exactly? I was mostly just an intake and then taking stuff out to the floor, so I never really saw the warehouse part of it.
Well, I know that they definitely have a lot of times where they take big bags of clothes that are donated and they put them on trucks to be shipped off to their other facilities, because sometimes they have shortages in their other facilities. They also store a lot of bigger furniture that people can buy back there, excess goods.
I was just curious because I didn't go back there, so I was like, I wonder what was going on back there.
Yeah, we got a tour of it, but Connor, I think you're the only one that probably did any volunteering in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I wouldn't say it's backbreaking work, but you're definitely tossing a lot of big bags of clothes around, you know.
Yeah.
I will completely agree that St. Vincent de Paul needs all the help it can get.
Mm-hmm. They do got a lot going on.
Do you guys have anything to weigh in on in terms of like why we chose St. Vincent de Paul? Or
I mean, I think that was you guys that helped pick the location. So I really have enjoyed my time there, but I didn't really help in picking the location.
I mean, I guess that's true. We did go on the river then, so I guess when I was on the tour, I just liked it because it did have so many different aspects, and it worked with so many other assistant programs to help people. Like if they couldn't do it, then they could get you like hooked up with somebody that could help you also.
For sure.
Like work with people. Yeah.
One thing. Oh, I'm sorry. You go right ahead.
That's okay. And since I didn't have anything to do with picking it, I was kind of an add-on because I procrastinated in getting my hours done. So Dr. Joe allowed me to join this group and allowed me to join it with me, and I think he did that on purpose. But it was okay. But St. Vincent de Paul has been around Des Moines for a long time, and it has always been very helpful, and they desperately need more and more help. I mean, I don't know if they would manage to get by as much as they do without volunteers. So
Absolutely.
That's very true.
One thing that actually really appealed to me about St. Vincent de Paul was that when we were going through the tour with the manager, he seemed to have a very motivated drive towards the cause that he was serving by being the manager of the facility. And St. Vincent de Paul as a facility to me seems like a very well-organized business in the way that it serves other people. And I find that almost just as integral as the drive to help other people is being organized, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really structured way to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Hannah, would you want to read on?
Oh. Okay. So.
Whose turn is it?
What'd you say? Sorry.
Whose turn
I'm sorry,
is the slide?
Yes. Okay. So I guess the general project, that what we did was St. Vincent de Paul was the initial introduction of the facility came from our tour for us two, and the different charities, which gave us an insight on the goals and applications on the facility. and allowed us to become familiar with the layout and introduced us to people we'd be like working with. And then you guys went to an interview. So if you guys want to like touch on that, because I didn't go to the interview. So I'm not sure what happened there. So you guys can explain that.
Yeah, so Connor and I went before we started volunteering to fill out some forms about volunteering, and we were given kind of like a tour of the whole facility about specific needs that they had. And we kind of got to talk about what we had experiences with and where we would like to kind of help with volunteering at. So that was a lot of what that day was for us. Connor, I don't know if you have anything else.
No, it was a pretty similar experience for both of us. We were generally just running through the facility. She was like, "Did you guys already know like go through?" We're like, "Yeah, we put the tour."
Yeah.
Then it was mostly just an exchange of information and just making sure that we were safe individuals to involve in the project.
Yeah. Well, I didn't do that. I just walked in and I was like, "Hey, I'm here to volunteer." So
I can work, and they're like, "Cool."
Yeah, and they're like, "Yeah, we can use the help we can get." You know, I was like, "Okay." But
all right. Well, move on over here to. After that, during the project, the initial volunteer, for me at least, came and went very smoothly. The staff working there was very supportive, and jobs were readily available, and instructions were always given very friendly.
yeah, I would agree with that. I don't know. I thought they like. I've been told a million times like you're so appreciated. And I was like, you don't have to tell me that, but thank you. Like, so I enjoyed.
I tried to respond to those because they happen frequently with thank you for, being here all the time.
Yeah.
Because we're just volunteers. That's their full-time job.
Yeah.
And it's really wonderful to see people willing to dedicate their full-time career to helping the community.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Definitely. And for me, I wrote on the synopsis page that subsequent volunteer shifts at St. Vincent de Paul saw definitely a warm return to a tireless community of servant leaders. Because I definitely feel like dedicating your career, at least at some point in your life, to doing nothing but serving others in a way that St. Vincent de Paul does is very both respectable and hard. It's hard work.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect that.
Okay, let me go on.
Yeah.
Okay. Going on with the future direction for St. Vincent de Paul is to develop easy-to-understand educational material for those needing services of St. Vincent de Paul, including more information, nutritional information, child safety, and basic health care. Donate more time to St. Vincent de Paul needs more volunteers, and so we can spread that information to others and to meet the needs of the community. And definitely promote the need for volunteers to other Mercy College students, just even sharing with them, hey, we did St. Vincent de Paul, they can use more even outside of the class experience. And then participate in special projects, Friends of the Poor Walk, Operation Santa Claus, holiday food baskets, and linen drives are just different things that we could do to assist them.
Yeah, I mean, this class, I know it's got a lot that's tied to it, but I'm kind of grateful that they did push us to like, hey, get out there in the community because these are your like neighbors, and like we got the opportunity to volunteer and learn more about being a servant leader, I guess, because not a lot of colleges are like, oh, you have to go out and volunteer, but that's how Mercy was, and I enjoyed it for the most part.
Okay, so I think now we all have like our own slides about individual experience.
Yeah.
So I will start. So I noticed while there that nothing goes unnoticed or to waste. They don't waste time, they don't waste clothes, they don't waste anything.
Mm-hmm.
It all is used to help the community, and their time is very important because they have a lot to do every day. So there was not a lot of downtime as volunteers or as full-time staff, which I kind of appreciate because I have worked jobs myself and not volunteering where there are people that just stand around because they can get paid to do that. And that's not something that ever really happened at St. Vincent de Paul. The other really big thing, and especially towards the end of volunteering that I noticed, was that even when overwhelmed, all of the staff members were still so grateful. On our very last day of volunteering, they had a lot of donations dropped off. And instead of just saying like, oh, here's another one, they were all really courteous, and they all were so grateful that they were getting donations, even though that it was like almost too much to handle.
Yeah.
Which was really nice to see, that instead of, turning someone away or saying like, oh, you brought more in, they were just so thankful to be able to provide more for the community. And that it's really important to never judge a book by its cover, because you see a lot of different walks of life come into St. Vincent de Paul, as staff and as customers. So it's nice. It helps you kind of get a better perspective for the community that it's in and the community around Mercy College. And that it's really important to always have compassion for others, because you don't know their situation. And that some people who don't look like they need help do, and some who don't need help are using that opportunity to help others.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And on my individual experience, I found it very rewarding, and there were just several different things that were learned. One was just how dedicated the staff is to what they do and the people they serve. And it's more than just a job to them. They think about what people need, and they make sure things look presentable, just like even like having us go out to the floor and straighten. Some people there could have had the attitude like, oh, they're just coming here, it's going to be inexpensive clothes for them, we don't need to make it look nice. But they were very insistent about making things very shoppable and very presentable, and they had a certain way they did things, and I thought that was wonderful. They offer things again at very reasonable prices in their retail store, so people that do have a very limited income or limited resources can definitely pick up some items, and some very nice items in some cases. They also have the programs that assist with bettering themselves, and by offering the Learning Center. And the background on the Learning Center was kind of interesting, that we found out on our last day, the name that's attached to it is actually someone that is deceased, and his wife still works there and volunteers time there as well. And they're very proud of that center, and he got it all started, and she continues with that, which just shows that dreams of maybe some of their family members also went on to help others as well. Their financial assistance program is great. They'll help anybody in need when they have a reason. They just come in, but they also don't try to just fix their immediate need. They try to help a future problem by offering them budgeting classes and ways to maybe not get in the same situation again, to help them not just take care of that immediate situation, but also to move on and do better in the future.
Definitely. For my individual experience, I wanted to focus a lot more on personal improvement, because throughout the semester and with this project, definitely, I've really learned how to better myself as a servant leader. Talking about the servant leader project, I've definitely learned how to leap at opportunities to lessen others' workload, because I keep on talking about how people at St. Vincent de Paul were working so hard. There was one point where they're like, "Why aren't you taking a break?" I'm like, "You guys are paid to do this, and you guys work your backs out to help other people. Why would I want to take a break when I'm helping you guys out?"
Yeah.
And another thing I learned definitely was to seek out the hardest tasks, because once they're done, it's nothing. It's all downhill from there. I did learn definitely to ask others for help when I needed it, and act on initiative because of that. I know that if you don't know how to do something, you should probably ask others to know how to do it. And this project really has helped me empathize with others and see their side of the conversation, because I've been able to see a lot of walks of life throughout this project, and I would say it's very eye-opening to work at St. Vincent for a certain amount of time. Finally, I know that it's pretty obvious along with my last statement, but not judging others at first glance has become very important to me throughout this project, and always being polite and positive is a thing that I saw a lot around the facility. St. Vincent de Paul are unfailingly positive in their worldview.
Yeah. So for my, individual project, experience. I had a good experience, I'd say. Like we've all kind of stated, the staff was really open and welcoming, and they were just so grateful for the littlest of help and reminded you how like much you're appreciated. And so it made me want to work harder. Like he said, I didn't want to sit down. I was like, no, you guys go on break and I'll just get these clothes hung up or whatever you need me to do. I'll just go do it. You guys take a break. And also talking about, they don't waste anything. If it's not being taken out to the thrift shop, it's going to be taken to the clothes pantry or or they're going to ship it overseas for other people who need it. It just kind of makes me think like, don't take things for granted because maybe something I can't use, someone else who needs it, they can have it, and I'm willing to give that to them because they need that. And then also just seeing that there is so many programs out there that can assist someone that I didn't even know about until I started volunteering here. Really just opened my eyes to see like what I can do and what I can do to help others. So
Definitely.
yeah.
Anybody have any final thoughts on the project?
Part of me wishes that we would have had to do more hours because I loved being there, but also it takes commitment to make time to go, especially as full-time college students with jobs.
Yes.
So I'm excited to have the opportunity to go when I can and still volunteer and not feel like I have to be there if I don't have time. But I love the staff and I love the experience. So I'm excited to keep volunteering when I can.
Mm-hmm. I know we have to kind of come up with a ending statement of some kind, I'm pretty sure.
Make one up.
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Well, for the ending statement, what do you think what was the direction for that? We're good. Take your time.
Recognizes the selflessness of the St. Vincent de Paul
Yeah, sure.
organization. I mean,
What were you saying? Because like it sounded like good.
Sorry. What do you think what's the direction for the ending statement, do you think, for the instructions?
I guess it's as a team and as an individual. So I mean, I'm not sure.
Well, I guess I'll start as an individual. Definitely, I think that St. Vincent de Paul has taught me, to take initiative on seeking out ways to assist your community and find a constructive way to use your time. I know that I know the saying, God's work is never done by idle hands. So I think that really applies well when you're talking about ways to serve your community as a servant leader.
Right.
it maybe as a statement about the experience itself is just how selfless the individuals that are committed to working there are, that they just completely donate their heart and soul into taking care of others, and that no donation was too small and everything was appreciated by them. So maybe just taking the aspect of just appreciate the small things in life when you go in there, because even the littlest thing may make somebody else's day brighter.
Sure.
Okay. Do we want to come up with more, or is that good with everybody?
Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, we all kind of did our own little individual pieces with the individual slides.
Yeah.
So I think we've covered that, and I mean, we've summed up our experience, and it's hard to put words to the experience, because I think we've all probably gained a lot more than what we've been able to share. But at a certain level, it is hard to apply a statement to that kind of experience.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I do think
Well, go ahead, sorry.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
I think that's it.
Okay, well, then I appreciate working with all of you, and I know we have all busy schedules, but we got it figured out, and I hope your finals go well. And
Me too.
good luck with the next semester, I guess.
You as
Thank
well.
you.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.